Hey guys, I'm thinking through my belief that knowledge is simply true belief. And so, for those of you who hold to JTB, I have an important question. And as far as I can tell, I understand the, the two different answers to this question. And so, I'm hoping that someone has some third answer to help me understand why you are so committed to to the justified portion of justified true belief. Because as far as I can tell, objective justification, which is the objective is implicit, is not required for knowledge. So the question is, why does lack of objective justification for a belief dispossess one of knowledge? And the only answers I can come up with are these two, there could be some variation of one of these two, or you could perhaps combine these two together, but I cannot discern a third option. So answer one, it would be because you cannot demonstrate to me that what you believe is true unless you possess objective justification. And answer two would be because you cannot know that you have knowledge unless you possess objective justification. So answer number one fails because it puts the observer in a place of unearned or subjective authority. Answer number two fails. It's actually self-refuting because the person already knows, because true belief is knowledge. So he does not need to know he knows any more than he needs to know he knows, right? Such ad nauseum questioning is subtly asserting the same unearned authority as answer number one. Because the observer does not have authority over the believer's perception and or discernment, he can be ignored, his curiosity or doubt notwithstanding. Because truth is external, the value of doubt is in suspending belief long enough to consider something different than what was previously believed. So this allows the individual to form, adopt, adjust, exchange, or terminate a belief. If the individual chooses to remain in a state of perpetual doubt, he will not choose to believe anything, except perhaps that almost nothing can be known, conclusion of which he probably came to after getting to the seventh, but how do I know, right? So one can submit themselves to this insanity if he so chooses. And that person can attempt to impress his own insanity upon another. But entertaining such foolishness is not the price of admission to believe, or by extension, to know. So that's my assertion. A belief is a concept perceived or discerned to be true. So belief is and can only be absolute. Someone cannot believe and not believe something at the same time. If they have doubt, you may accurately say that they are inclined to believe, or that they once believed, or that they have a guess or an idea, or that something seems to be some particular way. But belief is constrained by the definitional requirement that a thing is perceived to be true, not maybe true, not likely true, not almost certainly true, but simply true. So a person is free to form, adopt, adjust, exchange, or again, terminate a belief for any reason they will, though they will always do so with the purpose of satisfying a preference. Okay? And if that belief is in alignment with truth, they have knowledge. So if an observer desires knowledge and inquires in earnest, the believer proffer his justification, and if the knower is willing to elucidate, the observer will then decide if the reasoning presented is sufficient subjective justification for his own belief, and therefore the observer either rejects a falsehood, rejects knowledge, accepts a falsehood, or accepts knowledge. If I tell you I exist, and in your Cartesian reasoning, you conclude that my testimony is not objectively justifiable, and you then decide to doubt my existence rather than believe in it, you have rejected knowledge.